All right. So till now we have been using pre-created skills or predefined skills inside the Cloud AI desktop. Now we are going to create our own skill. Let's say we want to create skills related to the stock research. So we can just simply come here at the chat window and then we can give here a forward slash and then give here skill creator. Thereafter, you need to write your question here, what you want to create. So I want to create stock researcher skill. Create stock researcher skills. All right. Thereafter, I need to give some points which it need to follow inside our skill. So these are the points which I give here. Basically, it is going to be these points. Define the investment strategy clearly, like you have value, growth, long-term, risk level, stock selection rules. Specify which financial metrics must always be analyzed, like revenue, profit, debt, cash flow, PE, ROE, margin, and so on. Similarly, define trusted data source and so on. All right. Thereafter, you need to ask here, you need to also tell AI that ask me if anything you need to ask. All right. Ask me if anything else is needed. If you don't do this one, then in that case, what will happen here? It will create skill, but maybe skill quality will not be very high. Let's do this. So there was nothing needed. All right. It has started creating the skills. Now it is creating here stock researcher skill.md file and it has started working on this. We need to wait for a while to get the final result. So our stock researcher skill is created here and it has used its own skill creator technique to create it. And finally, we can see our stock researcher skill. Skill.md is here, like deep dive stock research skill. Use this whenever the user wants to analyze, evaluate, or research any stock, company, or equity investment, including requests like analyze X stock, should I invest in Y, research company Z, give me stock report, what do you think about this particular stock, and so on. Basically, here it gives that if any kind of example, if any of this kind of example user gives, you need to use this particular skill. If user does not specify skills separately. All right. For example, let's say if I just copy this question and I'll ask this later on in the Cloud AI after adding this skill inside the desktop. Okay. So this is the overall instructions which Cloud AI need to follow. Let's go ahead and save this skill. You can just simply click on save skill. It will automatically save this skill. All right. You can just simply see the skills here as well. So you are going to have stock researcher, skill creator, theme factory, web artifact builder. And this is our custom skills. It is added by us on May 6, 2026. And it is going to be triggered with the slash command. Thereafter, we need to use the stock researcher whenever we want to use it manually. Otherwise, it will be automatically used whenever we ask question related to this. All right, let's go ahead and see how this automatic skill trigger happens. I just need to ask here a simple question. I'm thinking about buying Apple stock. All right, let's run this. Now it should be able to use that particular skills automatically. As you see here, reading stock researcher skill. All right, we did not tell anything here about the skill like we used to do earlier, but it automatically identified that it needs to use this particular skill. All right, so here is the skill which it has used. Now, whatever the descriptions are given inside the skill, basically whatever the instructions are given inside the skill, those instructions are being followed here. Like searching the web data. Once it searches the web data, thereafter it needs to prepare the final report. So it needs to prepare all the profitability, revenue growth, returns and efficiency, balance sheet, debt, cash flow, and so on. Now, finally, you can see here the output. So here is the Apple stock. Current recommendation is hold here. These are the key metrics snapshots. Here is the executive summary. There is the business overview. And then you have got here revenue and growth. Thereafter, you have got here profitability, Thereafter, you have got here all the balance sheet and the debt, and then you have got here the cash flow, and then the valuation versus all other peer companies, like you have here Microsoft, Google, and S&P 500 average companies, risk factors, and many other steps. And all of these are actually created, all of these are created as a structured report, not some random report. And it has happened only because of stock researcher skill. Similarly, when we start adding our Cloud AI desktop with the Blender MCP, at that time, we will also see how it can use this Blender MCP skill to improve the Blender 3D quality overall. I mean, 3D character quality inside the Blender. All right. Now you must be aware that how to use the skill, how to use the project, how to use the artifacts, and how to create your own skill inside the Cloud AI desktop. All right. This is all about in this lesson. I'll see you next one.